Welcome. I want to say hello to everybody and welcome to my first Find Your Why workshop uh, in I'm Frequency community. I want to say that I am so proud to be part of that community and to thank all of you for your attention and for investing your time, your precious time of your life in this workshop, which is also energize me, and I feel so excited because of it. I would like to say big thanks to Laura, which is a leader of I'm Frequency group, and I am inspired with finding why. Also, we worked together in a session, and I would love to ask Laura uh, uh, later to share her insights from that session in order you all to hear from the first hand how was it, okay? Purpose of this workshop is to introduce you all uh, with me and my tool and how you can improve your lives with that. For me, the most important part of my life. I can say that finding my why isn't just my tool for with working with my clients, but also my life story. I know all of you from messages that you sent in the group, and I am very happy to read something new from your messages, and also want to share my knowledge and experience from my life and my experience and to introduce with all of that. So maybe you don't know me. I am Stasa. I am NLP trainer and professional coach. And NLP is, I can say, maybe you heard neuro-linguistic programming. That is, I learn people how to program their thoughts, emotions, and behavior for success. Okay, whatever you means by success. Okay. Um, uh, this is my identity, and I'm also mother of my daughter, one teenager, spoiled teenager daughter, Kalina, playing tennis, and I have plenty roles in my life. But crucial thing that I want to share with all of you is my breakthrough points, moments in my life where I that marked me and my life. I tell all my clients and people who I work with that we are our experiences, our lives are treasury, and discovering why is finding diamonds in your life. You know, we work with invisible resources in your lives, and your pressure diamonds hiding in your stories in your life. There has already been talked, you know, told in your life. We can say that I want to remind you that Dispenza said when we first came to Basel, welcome to my dream. you know, and we should be so proud that we are his dream, you know, but also we are dream of all of you, you know. We also have our dreams, and it's our obligation to serve people, and finding why is connected with other people in our lives, you know. Every life is one hero journey, you know. You are all leaders, and this community I'm frequency is the place where leaders create leaders, you know. And this is the main purpose of, shortly said that, yes, but we can find our why, our group why, you know, how to put in verbs. It's very important to put your precious purpose in words, you know. Maybe, you know, I met some people that told me, oh, I know my purpose, I know my why, don't please, there is no need to find my why. And then we go to some this process, and then they see that maybe it's some differences between they thought that what is their purpose and the real one. Uh, so I said that I want to share that my story. Also, I had very difficult moments in my life, and I want you to know that if you have difficult, and you have, I am sure that you had or have some moments that maybe some problems in your life that maybe create some suspicion and self-doubt, lack of self-confidence. But I want you to know that everything which happens with a reason. You already know that. Uh, so I want to talk about, maybe I can introduce you with my breakthroughs moments in my life, which is 4 points very important in my life. First of all, was my trauma. My trauma is a car accident which happens to me when I was 6 years old. And you know from Dispensa's learning that a child with years of 6 is in gamma waves, and this trauma directly impact to subconscious mind, you know, okay. And I had physical stress, some concussion or broken bones, but I'm physically okay. I can walk, playing tennis, etc. Now it's okay. But emotionally, I went through a post-traumatic period. I didn't know that it was it, you know. I wasn't guilty in that accident. I wasn't guilty, but guilty as emotion shaped my all decisions in my life, and also my vibration. I know now. I know that now, but a few days a few years ago, I didn't know that I start to ask. I always asked for myself, to myself, why does it happen to me, etc. But this isn't very good question. Why does it happen to me? You must ask yourself, what can I learn from that? You know, what can I learn? What does life try to tell me? So my little world collapsed because after that I was limited by and led down by the fear of my parents, you know. They also went through very difficult time and told you know they told me, oh, Stasha, don't do this, don't do that, you know, you can't go across the street because they afraid something bad will happen to me. And you know from Dispensa's learning that how we perceptive some events in our life that shape us, you know. And I realized that I am incapable to do some things, you know, in my life. But every through years, I'm trying to be, and I was, of course, a student of generation with a mark A and uh, president of my class, you know how to say in English, but uh, so that was the most dramatic trauma I had in my life. Then the second one is war. You know, we had a civil war in our country. And then I experienced hyperinflation, which is not being recorded in such hyperinflation and poverty, fear, literally, you know, fight and fly, survival, survival, killing people, etc. We act as a normal thing, you know, used to play tennis and go to tennis court and saying there is no war, you can play tennis as long as courts are open. Go, but bombs are falling down, you know. So after that, the third period, the third breakthrough moment is searching for employment. After that war, I had so many write so many application forms and job interviews, you know, and I'm dream about that I would like to be some successful businesswoman, economist, because I finished economics on economics on University of Belgrade and graduated economics, but in society with dishonesty and corruption, it was so hard for me, you know. And finally got that job in stable multinational company, and faced with the bad interpersonal relationship, bad communication between people who work in, and humiliation, mobbing, etc. And this was also very stressful to me and pushed me in NLP and coaching after my body reacted. You know how Gabor Mate said, when body say no, on my physical level, body sending me signals. I had a third group Papa Nicolau test, and so many urinary and cystitis, etc. And my frequent illnesses and bacterial infections and so on. I don't want to boring with that. So, and when you try to fix one thing, you know, that stressful thing on my job and um my illness, then my marriage starts shaking, and it was disaster, you know, but it was dysfunctional marriage from the beginning, to be honest. And where I didn't have support, understanding, and you know, when you had several coaching sessions and find finally something that you uh, uh, feel, you can feel enthusiasm and happiness and joy, and your partner said you can't do that. It isn't profitable, you know, it isn't profitable. Working in multinational company is okay. And then you realize that he doesn't love me. He doesn't love me. I don't want that kind of love in my. But the brightest thing is my daughter, of course, and I'm enjoying in her, and she is also my teacher, my teacher. So our disagreements growth into high conflict divorce and fight for the child. And then my job in multinational company begins becomes a meanings to keep my child. You know how the court looks at mother who is a responsible working woman, you know, take care, because my husband paid psychologist and neuro how to say doctors, neuropsychiatrist to called me incapable mother. He said she doesn't take care of herself. Uh, and then you began to be you start to be enemy in your life, you know. It's so sad, but I don't want you to listen to my sad story because this isn't sad story after all. This is a very encouraging story, which I find very encouraging story because I went through all this and I am alive and I am normal after all, and I am capable mother to my child. Okay, and this is more important thing from all, that I am example to my daughter, that I could you know, support her and myself and Mervitsa also my dog. I'm joking, but okay. Uh, so the identity of insecure, dependent, and unsuccessful woman was the strongest, the stronger than all other roles in that period of time I had in my life. But I knew it wasn't me, you know. I'm a fighter, you know, from the beginning of my life. So this is I hope that it wasn't so boring to listen my story, because I need to make some introduction just to know me, who I am, and what experience I went through, which shaped me. This Stasha, how you see me here. I didn't realize that one day I will train people to went through the same maybe um, events, because you know, from Dispensa's learning that those experiences are at the end you have emotions, you know, which shaped us all. So finding why is my story, because I always felt unsuccessful, you know, despite all victories I had in my life. I felt this lack and worthless, or maybe I can say that it's appropriate word in English. And find my why is also my story, and my mission is and goal in my life is to find purpose in your life with too many people. Okay, so I want to share my purpose with you in my presentation. Okay, I have a couple of slides I want to share with you. Okay, this is some photo from my training, my first workshop. I did it 3rd of September 2000 and 2019. This is 2 years after my marriage, after I gone from my apartment with my daughter and left my husband, and I didn't want to remember that date because I left from my husband. I want to remember that date because it was the first workshop I organized, and it called "And Now Me." Okay, and this is my purpose. I encourage people to find strength within themselves and turn their weaknesses into strength, so we can all together feel easy of living and creating. I know that it doesn't mean much to you, but it means a lot to me. It explains all stories from my life, connects all stories. This is the golden knee that, how to put in English golden, you know, Laura, you know?
Thread?
Maybe. Thread, yes. Golden thread in my life, yes. And it is combination of my contribution and my influence, you know. My contribution in my life is I encourage, you know. This is, I have a specific word in Serbian language, pokreni, and this is not appropriate. I encourage, but I can't translate. I can't find another translation. But I encourage, it's okay. I encourage, but you can say move, drive people, which includes action, you know, includes action in their lives. So I encourage, this is something that is my spiritual food, you know. I am satisfied when I lived my purpose. And this is the moment when I encourage people so to find strength within themselves. I said that purpose is connected with other people because we can't exist alone, you know. We must do some connections in our lives. We are not Robinson Crusoe to live on the desert island. We are connected with all people in our lives. So this is my contribution to move them to find strength within themselves, because you can't find the strength out, in external environment. I felt this when I'm searching, when I searched for the job, and had thousands and thousands job interviews, and then I didn't know that I'm finding my purpose, not appropriate and perfect job, but my purpose. I envy, maybe I can say that word, I envy to my father, who is a dentist, and create such beautiful teeth, and you can see what he did in his life. You can, paint, write a book and see what you did in your life. But what I did, what I do in my life, I can't do anything in my life. I didn't see my contribution and my influence to on some other people. So this is the most important thing, uh, that we all can find this strength within us, in our internal environment. And our internal environment are our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, communication, verbal, non-verbal communication, etc. So this is our internal environment, which is external environment to ourselves. Now we know that from Dispensa's learning. So it doesn't matter your external environment. Is this your husband who humiliates you, uh, who don't do support, some people who doesn't support you in your life, or whatever your external environment are. Remember, Viktor Frankl wrote a very inspiring book, Why Didn't You Kill Yourself? And this is so ugly name, but so strong book, so inspiring. He wrote from about about himself in a camp in World War II, where he said, "All we just have our naked lives, everything is taken from them. Their rings, wedding rings, they shaped, their hair, etc. And but he find the strength within himself and live his thoughts, just to put it in his book. And this is book now you can read in a library, and some other, and train people in Viktor Frankl Institute, trained with the sense of meaning. So this is your creation. You must find sense of some ugly things which happens to you, And so now you understand when said, it never minds what happens to you. It is important what do you do with that which is happening to you. Okay? What do you do with that? So, for instance, I will now jump on some other slide just to show you one woman who is my client, Sonia. He is 63, and she called me. I saw you in Belgrade because she flight from Belgrade to Tanzania, and Sonia's had discovering purpose with me and have a goal to reach mountain of Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. And now Sonia had cancer of colon cancer, and she made it. She made it. She reached the 6,000 meters almost. I don't know. Sonia, why is this? To develop special relationships full of warmth, understanding, and support with those who need it in order to confirm to ourselves that together we can conquer new territories and live completely freely and fulfilled in health and love. Okay. This is something that inspires me when I went through this process, and this woman, I saw that woman with a smile on her face, you know. Okay. Till now, over 50 people went through this process, and also Laura, she will say her insights. So I just want to back on my story, just to explain you what is my influence weakness. Okay, we can, so we have trauma. You know, when you have a coin, you have two parts of coin, you know. One part is your trauma, your certain events in your life, and the second one is your purpose. And this is purpose is learning from trauma. Is when you learn from trauma, then you transform your trauma into wise, you know, how to say, noun, wise, mudrost. Ah, wise, you know, mudrost. Wisdom, oh, wisdom. Wisdom, yes. You transform trauma into wisdom, you know, and my influence is so we can all together, not just me, yeah, feel easy of living and creating. Easy of living is my expression for freedom. This is some sense that I felt in my childhood. Easier of living when I play marbles in the dust and with other kids, and didn't think about it, some work and I don't know, some stressful things in my life. And creating, of course, I want to create something that I can see, that I made it from my 10 fingers, you know. Are you alive? Are you alive? Okay. This is because if you are living your why, your purpose, you are progressing both you and the people around you. Now, of course, my child tell me, "Oh, mom, do you see this?" No, you can't see my presentation. What did I do? I can't. I can't hear. I can't hear.
Oh, Stasa, do you see where it says Stasa's screen at the top? If you click Stasa's screen.
My screen. Okay. Thank you. So, I find that everybody wants to want to live inspiring life and to be authentic in their lives. This is something that they don't learn to teach us in the school, you know. Or maybe you find yourself in this slide. Да, за что? Why I can't move page down. Laura, why can't I?
Are you trying to move it on Zoom or the document?
I try to put next slide, but I can't. I don't know why.
Are you trying to click it on actual Zoom instead of the document?
Now I can't see. I saw now I see my presentation. I don't see you. I why?
I'm not sure.
I want to move down. Press X or double click to exit for your full screen mode. Sorry. I try once again. Oh, finally. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, levels of consciousness, just to see. I work with that detail with my clients, but levels of consciousness, I want to share with you my motivation. I was here down at I must do it, you know, I must do it. Then the second level, I should do it. I need to do it. I will do it. I want to do it. I choose to do it. And I love it. Okay. When you change your strategy, must and need in I can do it, then your motivation rises here, and pressure of external environment rise go down. Okay, do you have some questions maybe? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Sasha. I'm Christina. I have a question regarding what you just said about the when you go through a trauma, you said there's a coin, right? On one side, there's your trauma. On the other side is your why.
Yes.
Now, my question is, how do you get to the why? Because in the middle of trauma, you can't think of anything else. You're like so into your 3D. I mean, myself, I lately, I'm like spiraling. Basically, I have to catch myself and like to to grab myself out of that level of thinking, right? But how do you find your why? Like, how do you know you've got something to offer?
Yes, that is so good question. Thank you. I just wanted to finish this part of
Okay.
my presentation and introduce you with a tool I had, Finding Why. And this is uh, uh, also became my tool with working with the clients. You can't do it by yourself, you know. You must told all stories from your life, so significant stories. Just I told you mine to other person. It's okay to be professional coach, but you can also told maybe somebody who knows how to do it, because that person is objective, you know. It I prefer to be somebody you don't know. Okay, so you are not close to him, so he can, listen all your stories. So I just told you how I worked with my clients. For instance, finding why is a process, interactive process with 3 parts. 3 parts. First part, you talk, I listen carefully, and thank God that we record that meeting, because I find too much information that we don't register in the first time of seeing each other. So I'm taking notes and recording my meeting with my client, and then and this is important thing, that you to tell me your emotional code. How did you feel when you went through some certain events that marked your life? How did you feel? This is most frequently question I use. How do you feel? How did you feel then? So I put it on paper, and just like assembling a mosaic of your life. And then I find your contribution and your influence, because this is just a moment. Maybe I can turn this slide. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. This is, for instance, where you can find your needs. You want to have security in your life, adversity in your life, uncertainty, significance, sense of importance, and love connection, oxygen of life. So this is 4 important human needs, but those are needs of personality. And 5 and 6 down, development and contribution is spirit needs, your spirit needs, and those are contribution and influence. Every person have something to give valuable to community. You also have something valuable to give to your community. Maybe your community is your family. Maybe your community is your working place. Maybe it's your, I don't know, some community, formal organization, or I don't know. You may influence on some people. Even if you have one person to give your worth to him, you are a valuable person. You don't need to have millions and millions people. When you save somebody's life or gave quality, I know that this workshop will give certain quality to all. This is what I work, I wrote my why. This is why I'm working that. But people usually talking about what they are doing, and say, I am recording video reels on Instagram. I don't know. I'm writing some, I don't know, on my Facebook page, or have some meetings or workshop trainings, etc. This is your what. And your identity is your what, This is something, your identity is that I'm coach, that I'm economist, that I'm a mother, I was wife, you know, I am sister, I have younger brother. So, but my why is, you can't change your why. You live your why in all your identities. Do you understand me?
Yes, yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, uh, just a minute. Okay. You have something because you are now in dispensa. And you are in dispensa group. You learn so much, you know. You learn so much in your life, and now you can realize that you are on the high level of your consciousness, and you must find your why. It is your obligation to give that to community you surrounded with. Okay. No, why I can't see this. I don't know why it's happened to me, because I can see also my presentation and you. Okay. I just wanted to put this slide. My client said it is maybe this is so powerful. The arrow can only be fired, you know, if it is pulled back. So when life pulls you back with difficulties, know that they will release you towards your goal the moment you learn from them. Just focus and keep aiming. What does it mean? That means that if you want to reach some goal in the future, you know, you must go into your past and find your why. Because you must learn from it, unless uh, uh, life repeats stories till you learn from them. Okay. And the process of discovering of why is go back to your when we go back to your past, finding out your stories, and finding out your distribution and influence from which you can create anything you want. You can create your profession, your career. You can create your relationship to your family. You can create everything in your life you want to create. Here's my daughter, and I am phenomenal on NLP Institute. I was working as an assistant to my professor, mentor, and I put it those slides so proud to my daughter, and she can't find her why now because she is teenager and must go through some experience in your life. But you, everybody here, woman who had, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, and you are full of experience, full of some events which is creates you. So what did I get from my finding why? I get my peace. I get my peace, feeling that I am not alone, and you can feel it. You are not alone in this. Maybe you have problems, but remember that you are not alone. Um, s- uh, why is not like manipulation, you know, manipulation. It is always clear in communication. But I started to though with those benefits, but you can, I didn't maybe create, how does it feel? How does it looks like? Just a moment. I want to just explain this. Sorry. This is your brain. This is your brain. And your why is here. And your how is here. And your what is here. So your why and your how is in your limbic brain, in your emotional brain, in your experience, in your stories of your life. Here is hiding your why and your how. Your how are verbs, your flow state, how you live your why, your authenticity, and what are your products? What are your products? This is frontal lobe creator. The main word for frontal lobe is clear intention. Remember what Dispenza said. Okay, clear. You must have clear intention. What do you want in your life? Okay, and after that, you can feel this. Purpose, your why is believing in what you think, say, and do it. Okay, this is a reason for loyalty of people you work with. It provides peace and feeling of you are not alone. I said it. It leads to you to inspiration. It leads to motivation and perseverance in what you do. Creates a lifestyle, you know. Why does not like manipulation? It always clear in communication. Explains everything, why, what, and how you are worked in the past. It finds patterns, you know, patterns. What does it mean, patterns? Patterns is a combination of your thoughts. What do you think when something happens to you? How do you feel and how you react? You know, all this is your pattern. Maybe you live your life according to some your pattern, like I did, according to my guilty, my emotional, it was my emotional state. And I made all decisions in my life from the state of guilty. And this is the lowest emotion on the level, Hawkins level of emotions, you know, shame and guilty, the lowest frequencies. So with my why, I got some, you know, direction in my life. I exactly know what to do in some, maybe I have some problems in my life. You always will have problems in your life, you know, but now when I'm aware of my why, I know exactly what to do. I filter my decision through my purpose, through my why. It also stimulates our will, my free will. There is nothing powerful than our will. You know, and when I say yes, when I got married, why can I say, why can't I say no when I don't want to live with that person? This is my will. Please respect that. I don't, you know how to say, ugrožavati. Just a minute. I don't endanger. I don't know anything against you, you know. I just want to you to respect my will, okay? It gives meaning in every situation, you know. Keeps your attention on what we are doing, shapes our thoughts into clear intent. It is revealed and not invented. It is present in everyday identity. It is also filter for your decision. This is very important. So when we finished first part of our meeting, I looking material all over again, and you know, working with your stories, combination, make some combination with them, and then after, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, go with my interpretation of your light, interpretation from your contribution and influence, and then present your life to you. So in the second part, we can, this is shorter, approximately, I don't know, 1.5 and 2 hours. And then after that third part is to find balance between your why and your what, you know, to find balance. To set your goals. What do you want? What do you do with your purpose? What do you do? You want to run across the street and say, oh, hello, people, I find my why. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You will be very happy, of course, and you will say, yes, this is me. You know, you can't create your future identity with not knowing who you really are. Okay. So this is process of 3 parts. Maybe Laura can say something. I invite you. Just mute. Okay, unmute.
Yeah.
Maybe.
From what I got from having a session with Stasa was that it's almost like I read a quote once that was you have a job, a career, and a purpose. No, a calling in life. And finding your why is like finding the reason that you do everything in your life. And yeah, I had a session with Stasa, and to be honest, I didn't know what to expect. And the first session, Stasa listened to me speak for 5 hours. I'm not sure if they're always that long, but Stasa was like, right, just start, just tell me everything. And I was like, okay. And you know when you don't really talk about yourself that much, and then somebody like says, right, talk about yourself, and then you're like, you like can't stop. You're like, whoa, I've got so much to say about my whole life. And I just told her like my whole life story. And it was so interesting to have somebody take my life story and then put it together like a puzzle and then be like, can you see all of the patterns that have happened in your life? And like in our second session, she was like, and this happened, like, it was from my childhood to my adulthood. And I could just see all of the like ways that life had like woven this reason through everything that I've experienced. But I'm quite, I guess, lucky and unlucky in a way that I've had a life that's made me want to find my why quite not early, I guess, but I because I had a parent that died young. So from having that experience, I was like, I've always been like, right, time, like life is short. I have to make my life mean something. I have to find out what my reason is. So I've always known my why in a way, but Stasa really put it together so I could see it. And I remember when you first told me my why, um, there was a piece of it that I was like, no, Stasa, I'm not sure if that bit's right. And then she reminded me of something that happened in my childhood. And I was like, oh my God, yes, you're right. That is, she helped me like fine tune even, here it is, fine tune even like, so it was to connect with people on the same frequency. So when Stasa first showed me this, I was like, I'm not sure if it's people on the same frequency because like I want to connect with the whole world. Like I want to connect with everyone. I don't just want to like condense the people that I connect with to my own frequency. I want to be open to everyone. But then Stasa like reminded me of certain things that had happened in my childhood, and she was right. I do want to connect with people that are on my frequency and that are have the same kind of views and are open to the same things that I am. So it was an amazing process. I recommend.
Yes, thank you, Laura. And I missed some very important thing. First of all, you must be open enough.
Mm-hmm.
You must be prepared to share your story. I know that you have some stories that you won't keep it as your secret. It's okay. But the quality of this process depends on how much you are open to me to say, I am professional. I won't say anybody about your stories. This is your precious life and your treasury. Your life is your treasury. And I am with your partner of trust in this process. I won't use this material for marketing, advertising. I don't know. This all here between us. So you must be open. I lived, but Laura, I had so many clients that are not opened and they want to open, but they could not open. They want, they work on it to open to the world, but they can't open to the world, and me either. So your example and your life was fairy tale. For me, I had plenty of material. I watch Laura and me meeting and put and told Laura, oh, I have film about you now. And now when I put some notes, I had 46 pages. And then say to Laura, oh, and now I have a book also about your life, not just film, but a book. And this is this I enjoy in this process because finding why and everybody why is a very beautiful thing. And this process is a process of trusting. You of trust. You can. Many clients tell me that it was explanation of their life for their lives. Why did they made some decisions? That you want to say something?
Yeah, it's almost like I love reading people's biographies. And you always hear, like, whenever you hear someone talk about their biography, they always say how it was such a therapeutic process and they like learned loads about themselves. It's literally like having that experience. It's like talking to somebody who's going to write your autobiography. Like, how often do you ever get someone say like, right, tell me about your life, and they're actually like sitting listening and you're telling them everything? Like, that's actually such a luxury that somebody would sit there for 5 hours and just let you just talk and talk and talk about everything in your life. And I remember after our session, I just lay on my bed for a couple of hours just thinking. I was just like, wow, I feel like I've just like released just so much stuff. I feel like I've just, I don't know, let my biography free.
And you said that you felt like you ran emotional marathon.
I really did. I think I actually lay there for like 3 hours. I just lay there, just like, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Laura is specific because she had insights during the that process. She when she and she told me that when she heard herself to put it into words, her stories of her life, then she saw patterns by herself, you know.
It was also interesting about like I cried about things that I didn't think I would cry about. Like I spoke about going traveling and I started crying and I was like, why am I crying about when I went traveling? And then that helped me realize that actually traveling is a big part of who I am and I need to, so it's like you can feel the emotions come up as well as you're saying particular parts of your life. So you learn how you're feeling about things now in your current reality, which is really interesting.
Thank you. And this is a work with your unconscious mind. You are not hypnotized, you are aware of it, but we are working with your unconscious mind because I want you to tell me your stories. So you must go to your hippocampus in your limbic brain, which is hiding your purpose and hiding your long-term memories from your stories, and go teleport yourself, like in Harry Potter, teleport yourself into some story, specific story, and told me, uh, for instance, we used to, on Sundays, we used to go to my granny's, I don't know, and I asked you, okay, can you describe me some particular Sunday morning? Can you describe me what happened? And clients always thinking, oh, I don't know how to prepare what stories to tell, what can I prepare for? Just sleep well and rest. And uh, everybody said, oh, I didn't know where did that story comes from. I forgot. I think that I forgot that. But maybe some unimportant stories that seems to you unimportant. Maybe it's so important ones. Okay. Ooh.
Like,
Uh,
like for instance, during my session, Stasa was like, "Okay, so tell me a random thing about your dad." And I was like, "Oh, something real like the most random memory ever popped out of my mind. And I was like, for some reason, this is the memory that's coming through. And I told her the memory. And then the memory that came up was actually linked to everything else. So it was like my mind actually selected the right memory for my story for me to bring up. Really interesting.
And you should write a book. Your life is so wonderful. Your why is one of the most beautiful whys I have ever discovered in my life. Okay, so nice. I'm so happy and honored that you picked me as your partner in this process. And it must be in one part. My longest session uh, um, was 6 hours. 6 hours, and I say, okay, you can take a break, maybe 15 minutes to go to toilet, and I don't know, to eat something. But it must be in continuity, continuity. You can't say to me, okay, I have 1 hour today and I have next weekend I have 2 hours. No, I'm all yours at some when we agree, for instance, Sunday or Saturday, when people are resting, not going on job, etc., and discovering your why. Tell me your stories.
So
Do you?
sorry, that was another thing. At the start of my session with Stasa, she said, "Right, I'm all yours. Tell me your story." And to hear that from somebody, like, especially when you don't talk about yourself that much, to like for someone to say that to you is very like, wow, wow. I'm actually gonna be like someone saying that to me that they're gonna sit and listen to me. Yeah, amazing.
Um, do you have some question, maybe? Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura, very much. Maybe you can remember something else. Maybe I can find some questions. I
I have
usually.
about 10 questions, but I'm gonna
Eh,
leave someone else before because if
hi.
I start, sorry, can you hear me?
Okay. We can hear you, Mariana.
Yeah, no, I have about 10 questions, and I thought maybe someone else has questions before me because if I start all my questions, because I've written down so many things while
Okay.
you were talking.
Can you
Maybe
put it
I'll
in one sentence?
No, there are 10 of them.
maybe I'll do that.
Well,
I'll do one quick if that's okay.
yeah,
I think it's a
everybody else
yes or
can do
no
and I'll do
answer,
it. Yeah.
probably. But Stasa, do you think that, or in your experience, is the purpose like evolving, or would you say that it kind of stays for for our lives, or it kind of transforms if we live a different episode?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. Would you say that the purpose is something that evolves and transforms the more experiences you have in life, or is it something that maybe has a different variations, but there's a common thing happening or common theme?
It is a very transformation tool. It transform my life.
No,
I
I think that was not my question, but I can
yeah.
write it. Maybe I'll just write it in the chat if that's okay.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think what Pamela wants to ask is, once you find your why, once you
Okay.
know your why, does it stay with you through the rest of your life, or does it change as you go through different experiences?
Yes, it's such a good question. No, it's it can say, I think that I said that, but I can of course repeat that your purpose, your why is stays the same. You can change your identity, but you can't change your why. Okay? You live your life through all identities you want to create. Okay? Here is one question. Can our why change as we age? Okay, no, not at all. It is formed in our middle or late teenage years when we gain enough experience in life. The older we are, the more mature we are. So even the same book we read, you know, when you read the same book, you are not the same person then, but you can only change the words to use will change. The words will change because you will be more eloquent, you know. But your purpose, your feeling, this is your feeling. This is something that fulfilled you. This is deeper sense than happiness. This is fulfillment, you know. Some tragic events can happen in your life, such death of loved ones, dismissal, divorce. They affect us deeply, but they do not change who we are in our essence. Okay? And also, is this answer on your question?
Yes,
thank you.
that's
Yes.
exactly
Yes.
what I wanted to know.
Yes.
Thank you.
And many people also, I put it some questions here because the most frequently used question, for instance, can why be my family? For instance, my client said, oh, my children are my why. No, your family is your what, but not your why. Your why does not come from the conversation about your family, but from a conversation about feelings that your family evokes in you, you know. You will see that your contribution and influence you give to your family is the same contribution and influence you give to society. Okay? Your why is the reason why you are loved by your loved ones, as well as colleagues at work and your clients, maybe. Okay. What else maybe? Okay, why is always... Yes. We can't force some other people to find purpose. Maybe you want to say, oh, my husband or your boss needs to discover their why. Please don't convince people to believe in what you believe in, because when you dismantle insecurity, you know, if you claim that your way is right and that another is wrong, then you are not sure of your why. You know, everybody is exactly on the place where they should be. Maybe something just a moment. What is maybe interesting to put some interesting question? Do you have some? Maybe?
In your experience,
Yes.
Can people find their why by themselves? Because to be honest, coming into this webinar with the title Finding Your Why, and I read Simon Sinek's book many years ago, Finding Your Why. I don't completely remember because it was many years ago, but I had the thinking that you are going to teach us how to find our why. Now, after hearing you speak and Laura, to be honest, it's kind of like easier in a sense to just talk to you for 5 hours and you're just going to give me the answer. But in your
Yes.
experience, can people find their why by themselves?
No.
Okay.
No, and I am inspired also with Simon Sinek tool, and he also inspired me. But my method is combination of all others.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Yeah,
and
because
Simon also said that you can't find your why by yourself because you are. You aren't objective,
right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is your program. You can't find the patterns, maybe in some certain, but this is the way we do things. When you tell somebody which don't know you enough, okay,
Yeah. So there's no judgment there and no emotion.
exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe you have some. Maybe you have some questions when webinar finishes. Send me message or I don't
I think
know.
Mariana is ready with her 10 questions.
Yes, Mariana, please, please. We are now.
Ready for me? Yeah.
Yes,
No, it's like I always have a million questions, and some of them might not be relevant. As in, not relevant, but they might be going to other things. So I'm gonna try and do the ones that are really
please.
related to.
There are no irrelevant questions.
That's
So
fine. Yeah. So you were talking about patterns and lessons repeating themselves, and I've seen that through my life so many times, and I know now. I knew from before, but I know now when things happen that there's a lesson which I still need to learn from that. But how do you find, is there a way to find, or an easier way to find why, or what's the lesson, or why the patterns are repeating?
because you know, people aren't ready to change. You know, you have motivation in your amygdala, and your amygdala, you know, from Dispenza's learning, and in your frontal lobe. So this is meta programs. We can call it meta programs from and to, you know. When you say from, I don't want that disease, I don't want that job, you know. You resisting head, okay, from that. Or you are the second one, you I want that person. He's so beautiful to me, you know. I want that job. It is, and then life properly have how to say.
You react in the way that you want. Like if you say, I don't want, it's going to bring it to you. Or if you say, I
Yes,
want, it's going to
yes.
push it
When you
away. It's going to
attach,
be the other way, the
yes,
other
yeah.
way.
Yeah, you must find, and that's why Dispenza talks a lot about that. The most challenging thing is to make a different choice. You know, when you have somebody in your life, and you have some relationship with him, and you can't change him, whether it's your boss or your husband or whatever, your child, but you can change yourself and put some boundaries, you know, and say no, no more.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like I I think I'm gonna have to need a session with you, and I was thinking maybe I don't know, I'm gonna speak to you. Maybe I'll do it in person. Maybe I'll come to
Okay.
Belgrade for that.
Okay.
Um,
You're
but
welcome.
if but the thing is, like, sometimes you just feel like, I don't know, like I feel like it's hard to find the exact lesson or the exact purpose of that pattern that's repeating. So probably that's what you do, and that's the objective part coming in and finding it for someone that's finding it difficult to see. Some things I can see why they happen to me or what I need to learn, but some things they're hard for me to see why I'm repeating the same thing, the same pattern over and over again. And yes, you do changes, but there's so many things, and then more and more and more. Another question which is related to that is when you said you have to have a clear intention.
Yes.
Does it, if you know your why, is that intention going to be clearer? As in, is it going to be easier to find a clear intention? Because
Uh,
it can be, what I wanted to say is, like, you can have many intentions,
yes.
but I believe that if you find your, yeah, like your core self, your true self, is going to be easier to see what you need and what your intention should be, or what intention is better for you.
Yes.
Does it help?
Yes, you made some priorities. You know your values, and you can make decision according to this.
No.
Okay. You then you did you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So you can find your values, and when you say I know why it happens to me. So
I don't.
maybe but
That's
I
some
think
stuff. Yeah.
that you I think that you said I still learning from it.
Yeah.
Okay, finish your learning.
Oh.
Finish it. Finish. Okay, just
Okay.
just do it something differently. For instance,
Okay.
Dispenza said, "I want to heal." They have a goal, clear intention. I want to heal myself. It's okay, but it's long-term goal. You must create a system which will achieve that goal. That is, for instance, for tomorrow, I won't blame myself. I won't criticize other people. This is small, intentions, but you will put it in your everyday life.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you make decision, tomorrow I go to the gym, okay? If your decision, there is no action which leads your decision, that is not a serious decision. Decision is decision when action leads decision.
When you do something towards it, yeah. I
This is
understand.
where Dispenza said you can see it in your brain, but your body must
Do
uh,
something about it.
drag
Go to.
drag your body to your dream. Okay,
Yeah.
this is your level of consciousness you had maybe, no, I don't know, a few years ago, and take a little time, uh, give time to your body, to go to your dream, to reach your dream you had in your life, in your head now. Is it answer to your question?
Yes. Yeah. No, it makes sense. It's like taking it step by step. But for me, it was like
Yes,
when you,
yes.
I think that when you find your why, it's like kind of easier to kind of see the path in front of you. That's what I believe. I don't know if that's true, Laura. Can you confirm?
Yeah, I can add to this because knowing your why, like your why, if you look at my why, it's not just a sentence. It's like, I do this to this particular person because of, it's like very fine-tuned. And like I had a difficult decision to make recently, which usually me would be like, oh no, I should choose this because I'm this kind of person that, like, this is the way that I want to make this decision. But actually, when I thought about it, I was like, well, it's not actually in alignment with my why. Like, it's not actually the path that I should take. And it kind of helps you make the right decisions. When
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes it a bit clearer for you to further on.
and being like, I want to do like I'm the kind of person that I want to do everything. So it helps you kind of fine tune, like, no, these are the things that I should give my energy to because it helps you forget the stuff that's not part of your reason for being you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. And that's what well, another question was, because that's what I'm saying, like some of them are related, was is your why finding your true self kind of thing?
Yes. This is a story of origin.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
it's just because there's so many layers that have been like put on us, like we like by society, like from childhood and so on. And then I always try to go back and I say, okay, if I find that moment in time when I was my true, because I was at some point not having all those layers, I'm gonna know what my true self is. But then I can't find that moment in time. I can't seem to find that exact moment and who am I exactly. And I'm trying to take layers out and so on and heal and everything, but not got there yet. Like not find that core self. But
Mm.
probably this will make it a lot easier. Not sorting out all the problems, but make it a lot easier, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You go from different levels of consciousness. Um, just a moment, Mariana. I shall. Now I can. Where is? Those are 5 levels of brain reactions, our reactions. First, you are on impulse with no control, animal level. Then instinct, reaction on emotional level. Then intellect, ratio prevails. You have awareness of the solution. And then when you know your why, intuition, heart starts to open and inspiration flow state, and that's maybe is answer on your question when you said that about clear intention. You can have several intentions. It's okay, but when your heart is open, then you lead your intuition and go through your inspiration, and you can feel in yourself that it is a right decision. Dispenza said that he didn't know that he will teach other people and train other people and organize workshops all over the world, but he do it now. The feeling is the most important thing. When you know, when you know.
When you know, you know.
When you know, this is where knowing is in your heart. Wisdom is in your heart, in your soul. And this is where meets your thoughts, mental level, and your emotion, feelings. Emotion plus thoughts this creates your believing, you know, your faith in something. Знаешь, we are emotional beings, you know, we leads ourselves by hearts, not mentally. Okay. I said I heard some metaphor. I don't know exactly from where, but if you have all house, sorry, why do you live in one room in your head when you have all house, your body?
That's really nice. Yeah.
Okay, be present in all your body.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I was thinking about another question and now I forgot. I have to write them down when they come to me. But no,
Okay,
this is
you
really
will
interesting.
remember. You will remember.
I had on the list, do you, so this, oh no, this question is not relevant anymore because the question was, do you have to find your why all the time, like for any decision that you make? But it's not, it's just a core thing. And then from there is everything else comes. So it's not like you find your why, you have to think about your why you have to think about it every time you take a decision, but you don't, there's no different whys all the time. It's just one, and then from that core one,
Yes.
you make all the other decisions.
Yes, you must be aligned with that statement. I want you to in love in your purpose, to make tattoo on your, you know. And when you are not aligned, then we can correct something because you have energy between you and your words we put in your purpose. Okay, the words are also creation. The thoughts are input and words are output. Also creation long way from your thought to your conversation and something that you create, maybe some, I don't know, program. You are IT specialist.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
remember that.
yes.
Or some software,
Future,
or,
yeah. It's
you know,
future specialist at the moment, just beginner.
yes, yes. So you are so special people and aware of value of personal development. This is the most important investment uh, uh, that will, how to say, will pay you, you know. How to say, Laura?
Yeah, something that would you do for yourself and then you will repay in time. It will bring
Yes,
you
yes,
back. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Yes. And maybe it's time I ask Laura to read you one story.
Yes.
Just 5 minutes patience, please. She loved to read fairy tales, and but it's not for fairy tales, it's true stories. So please, inspirative one.
Shall I read it?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
Whilst I read this.
Did I send you? Yes.
Shall I keep the session recording while I read this or stop recording?
Yes, 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 please.
Okay. Ben's story. If you follow your why, others will follow you. Bang! The gun fires and the race is on. The runners take off across the field. It's rained the day before and the ground is still damp. The temperature is cool. It's a perfect day for running. The line of runners quickly forms a pack, like a school of fish. They come together as one. They move as one. The pack sets a pace to maximize their energy for the whole of the race. As with any race, in a short period of time, the stronger ones will start to pull ahead and the weaker ones will start to fall behind. But not Ben Coleman. Ben was left behind as soon as the starter gun sounded. Ben's not the fastest runner of the team. In fact, he's the slowest. He's never won a single race the entire time he's been on the Hannah High School cross-country track team. Ben, you see, has cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy, a condition often caused by complications at birth, affects someone's movement and balance. The physical problems endure for a lifetime. Misshapen spine misshapen spines create a twisted posture. Muscles are often withered and motor reflexes slow. Tightness in the muscles and joints can affect balance. Those with CP often have an unsteady gait. Their knees knock and their feet drag. To an outsider, they may seem clumsy or even broken. The back pulls farther and farther ahead, whilst Ben falls farther and farther behind. He slips on the wet grass and falls forward to the soft earth. He slowly picks himself up and keeps going. Down he goes again. This time he hurts himself. He gets back up, keeps running. Ben won't quit. The pack is out of sight and Ben is running alone. It is quiet. He can hear his own labored breathing. He feels lonely. He trips over his own feet again and down he goes. No matter his mental strength, there is no hiding the pain and frustration on his face. You're trying to make me or us cry. His grimaces as he uses all his energy to pull himself back to his feet to continue running. For Ben, this is part of the routine. Everyone else finishes the race in about 25 minutes. It usually takes Ben more than 45 minutes. When Ben crosses the finish line, he is in pain and he is exhausted. It took every ounce of strength he had to make it. His body is bruised and bloody. He is covered in mud. Ben inspires us, indeed. But this is not a story about when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. This is not a story of when you fall down, pick yourself back up. Those are great lessons to learn, without a doubt, but we don't need Ben Coleman to teach us those lessons. There are dozens of others we can look to for that, like Olympic athletes who suffer injuries only months before the games to come back to win a medal. Ben's lesson is deeper. Something amazing happens after 25 minutes. When everybody else is down with their race, everyone comes back to run with Ben. Ben is the only runner who, when he falls, someone else will pick him up. Ben is the only runner who, when he finishes, he has hundreds of people running behind him. What Ben teaches us is special. When you compete against everyone else, no one wants to help you. But when you compete against yourself, everyone wants to help you. Olympic athletes don't help each other. They are competitors. Ben starts every race with a clear sense of why he's running. He's not there to beat anyone but himself. Ben never loses sight of that. His sense of why he's running gives him the strength to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep getting up, and to keep going, to do it again and again and again. And every day he runs, the only time Ben sets out to beat is his own.
Bravo. This is a story from Start with the Why, Simon Sinek story. Christina, maybe you read it. Okay, so inspirational one. Did you cry, Laura?
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know how you made it all the way through. I'm just sobbing here by myself. It's like, I don't know how you made it through.
Yeah, especially the bit where everyone runs behind him. Like that's real human. That's real humanity. Everyone going and running with him. I love that. I love that.
And
Yes.
and when you were reading, I was just thinking about, because I think that's why I cried more, about us, how we support each other so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Yes, you are supported. We this is why of this community. Laura said that we are all leaders and want to create leaders. So I enjoy. I'm very happy and thank you for all in attention and your time today. Your questions. Maybe you have more questions. I'm here. Message me and maybe you have something to you. I'm sure that you have so valuable things that